Hey besties, welcome back to another video where today I'm sharing all of my 2026 ins and outs as a content creator. I've sort of unintentionally turned all my videos so far in January into some sort of like a series of videos all around how to get set up, organized, and planned for the year ahead as a content creator, self-employed girl boss, or just person in general trying to get your shit together. And honestly, I've been loving making these videos so far. Every new one just excites me a little bit more. So I've decided to keep that going with this video since I've been seeing these videos all over YouTube and TikTok where people basically share their 2026 ins and outs, and decided to make my own version with specifically creator ins and outs for 2026. The first of which, my first out for 2026, is not making and or not posting a video just because you know it's not going to perform well. Not every single video you post to YouTube or TikTok or Instagram has to be the one that's going to blow up, that's going to be your big money maker, that's going to instantly blow up and grow your following or your subscriber count. If you only let yourself make the videos that are guaranteed to help you grow, then you're automatically cutting yourself off from 90% of the magic before it even exists. So we are throwing that mentality out the window in 2026, and we are normalizing just making content for the fun of it or because it's something you really want to share with people, alongside of course the content that is more focused on helping you to grow and earn. Bring back creating content for fun because not everything in life is meant to be that serious. Then my first in for 2026 is creating more content that is majorly stripped down and underproduced. For the longest time, there was this mentality shared across YouTube that if you wanted your content to perform really well, to get really high retention, get you a ton of watch time, your videos had to be super professionally produced and have something happening on screen every single second. Whether that was super highly produced B-roll footage, whether that was having vlog clips on screen, whether that was having all kinds of animations and texts and effects. But thanks to the influence of TikTok over the last few years, where people are literally sitting down on the floor of their bedrooms filming get ready with me chit-chat style videos or talking to you like we're on FaceTime videos, there is fortunately no longer that big of a need for that, and really now in this era of content creation, it's almost guaranteed that your videos do better if your videos are more raw and natural and relatable. And also another benefit of making more stripped down and underproduced content is that it takes you a lot less time to make and edit them, so you have a lot more time to make even more content, to be even more consistent with your platform. So in 2026, we are bringing back the more stripped down and underproduced content. Then on to out number 2 for 2026 is throwing out the window the fear of confidently telling people with your full chest that you are a content creator, an influencer, and that you do social media. I first got into YouTube when this industry was just beginning, the very beginning of influencer marketing and earning a living doing social media, back when it was considered cringe to have a YouTube channel or do social media or try to be an Instagram or TikTok influencer. Back when you would tell somebody that you're an influencer or you have a YouTube channel and they would look at you like you've grown a second head. But in 2026, the creator economy is projected to grow over 15% to an over $20 billion industry. As a creator, you are part of the fastest growing top 5 highest earning industries in the entire world. Whether it's on a smaller or bigger scale, pretty much everybody in this day and age is a content creator in some way, shape, or form. And honestly, it's kind of a flex if you've managed to monetize your influence and your platform and your content in any way. Because even in 2026, in a fast growing economy and industry, it's not that easy to do. So in 2026, we are throwing out that insecurity and that fear. We are owning our platforms and our content and our jobs, and we are no longer afraid to tell the world that this is our career, that we are content creators, we are influencers, we are owning it. In number 2, AI. This one is super controversial. I learned that pretty quick when I made my entire video about how I use AI to run my YouTube channel, social media, and business. But for me as a content creator, I use it like a second brain, like a personal assistant, helps me to organize my thoughts, to make my workflow so much easier, and also does things for and with me that I would otherwise have to hire and pay somebody to do. So regardless of what your personal thoughts are where AI is concerned, it is a massive influence for me as a content creator because it makes life so much easier in an unlimited number of ways. Out number 3 for 2026 is trying to be on every single platform all at once. This is another one that for the longest time was drilled into content creators' heads, that if you wanted to be successful, if you wanted to see any kind of growth, if you wanted to earn money on social media, you had to be on TikTok, on Instagram, on Threads. You had to have a YouTube channel and an email newsletter. And really, all it did was spread creators way too thin and gave you way too much to create for, to keep up with, to update, to stay consistent with, to strategize and plan for. So that as well is out the window in 2026. No more spreading creators too thin and bringing you closer and closer to burnout trying to keep up with everything. Normalize having one main platform and then maybe like 1 or 2 complementary ones. Then for number 3 for 2026, branding over niching down. This is one I probably could and probably will make a whole broken down video for at some point, probably sooner rather than later. But essentially, my point is that the advice that you need to pick a niche and niche down to be successful and grow on social media is kind of sound in a way, but it's also taken way too extremely in the majority of cases and often just ends up doing more harm than good. It makes creators feel boxed in, it makes you creatively burnt out, and it's also extremely creatively limiting. And it's also just not as effective as it was once considered to be a lifestyle creator, or to be in the tech niche, or to say that you're a vlogger, because in most cases those are categories rather than branding, and really does nothing much to tell your viewers, your visitors, and potential followers who it is you are, what it is you do, what value your content packs, what they actually get out of following you and keeping up with your content, and really how is it going to help you in the long run if you can't answer those questions. This is a quote that I stole from one of my favorite creators, Tess. Essentially, think of if you were to be invited as a guest on a podcast, how would you want them to introduce you? How exactly would you introduce yourself, what it is you do on social media, what it is you want to be known for, what it is you share with people? If you want this podcast or this whatever else that you are currently a guest on to actually send people to your platform to subscribe to you, you have to basically sell yourself and your branding, which just telling somebody you're a lifestyle creator or in the tech niche is not really going to help you with. And that really is the power of branding over just pick a niche. So in 2026, let's normalize figuring out your branding over just picking a niche and niching down. Out number 4 for 2026, this one is going to get me in so much trouble. I am completely and so totally out on courses. Since the very beginning of influencer marketing, content creators have made millions and millions and millions of dollars selling courses for thousands of dollars at a piece. Whether that's to teach you how to land paid brand deals on Instagram, whether that's teaching you how to grow an online business, some kind of filming and editing course. The problem with a lot of those is that they basically sell you information you can find for free online and are basically charging you this ridiculous price for the convenience of having it all in one video course. And also, a lot of them don't offer any kind of follow-up where you can ask a question, get clarity, get help of some sort. You basically just buy this pre-made course for hundreds, even thousands of dollars. You get instant access to the course you just paid for, and best of luck to you. By the beginning of 2026, TikTok and YouTube have become a wealth of knowledge for literally anything you want to learn, whether it's lifestyle-wise, business-wise, some kind of skill or trade you want to learn if you're looking for health, wellness, and fitness advice. And if you're really after some kind of specialized one-on-one help, then I would highly recommend coaching or group coaching over buying an online course, because then it's so much more worth your money because the advice you're getting is personalized and tailored to you. It's not just one course that was made for everybody. So that is why in 2026, even though I've had this stance pretty much since the very beginning of my channel, I am so out on courses, it's not even funny. In number 4 for 2026 is engaging with other creators. It's such a funny concept that as a content creator who's amassed over 100,000 subscribers, who's built this entire community and audience of my own, own, I have myself pretty much always been a silent viewer of the people I follow on social media and the content I consume. So I've decided that in 2026, I want to be a much more vocal supporter of all the creators and content that I follow. Just making a point to, whenever I watch content on TikTok or YouTube, just take the time to leave a comment telling that creator that I loved this video, what I loved about it specifically, just really hyping up other creators and giving great feedback on their content. Especially over on TikTok, where as a result of the current economy and how much of a mess all that is, there are so many new content creators and girl bosses just hustling out here, trying to monetize content, trying to earn a living. Engagement is pretty much king on any social platform you're talking about. So this year, I am making it a point to hype up all the other girlies just trying to make it out here in the social media space. Out number 5 for 2026, and this is a big one that I'm really paying attention to this year, is stopping at your current level of education. One thing I've come to learn from watching smart creators and smart business owners and just highly intelligent people in general, they never stop learning. They don't just walk through life as if they've learned everything there possibly is to be learned. They are constantly absorbing new information, asking questions, adapting to new technology, learning from others, and just staying curious. And I say this with love, but if you're a content creator or an entrepreneur and you haven't learned anything new in the last 3 to 6 months, then I think there's a problem. So in 2026, we are throwing out our old comfort zones, our outdated workflows, our limited knowledge, and we're choosing to keep evolving. Whether that is through watching podcasts, staying up to date on new and evolving technology, learning new business strategies or entrepreneurial skills, reading more nonfiction and self-help books, learning a new language or skill, it is scientifically proven that those who never stop learning and possess a healthy growth mindset show better cognitive health, have much more reduced stress, and also keep opening doors for lots of opportunities. So in 2026, we are keeping that blood flow in our brains going, and we are going to never stop learning. And then in number 5, this is another really big one for me this year, building a content ecosystem rather than obsessing over individual videos. Like I said before, not every single individual piece of content you create is going to have to go viral, especially if you want your entire brand and your entire platform and all your content to tell a story. We're not out here trying to make standalone hits, we're trying to build an ecosystem, a body of work that is going to continuously be out there helping you to grow your brand, to build your platform, to bring you new opportunities. You want people to stumble across your individual pieces of content, love it enough to go onto your channel and see what else you've got going on, to watch other pieces of your content, and love your brand enough to want to subscribe or follow you for more. And you just can't accomplish any of that if you're not actively trying to build a content ecosystem because you're too busy obsessing on one video after another. And this is really going to help you to reframe your underperforming videos as stepping stones rather than failures. It's also going to help you to really stay focused on the bigger vision, the bigger picture, your bigger end goals, so that something as insignificant as a video that you were really proud of, that you were really excited to share with people, not getting all that stellar of a view count, is going to feel a lot more like a blip rather than sending a false signal to your brain that it was a bad video, a bad piece of content, a failure, or that you're doing something wrong that you need to never do again. In 2026, we are in our era of building a content ecosystem. So that, you guys, is all that I had for you guys for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it as much as I loved making it. Please let me know down below which one of these struck the biggest chord with you, because I'd love to know. As always, thank you all for watching. I love you all to the moon and back, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!